Hello you guys, welcome back to a Let's Play of Mickey Speedway USA. This is Cyborg Bowser here, and today we're going to be moving on to the final Grand Prix that you can unlock in this game, also known as Frantic Finale. And for this, we're going to be using Louie, who has probably one of the best handling in the game. It wouldn't surprise me any, because he proves himself. Whoops, I went a bit too far there. But we want to go on Frantic Finale here. And for good reason. But let this be known. This is the hardest Grand Prix in this whole game. This is the hardest one. But what do we actually start with? Oh, we get a postcard right from the start. So, that means we're heading to Hawaii. Oh. And he's trapped in wreaths and whatnot. Hooray. So now we're going right to Hawaii. Ugh. This course can be a pain. Actually, all these can be a pain. But I would say Hawaii is probably the one that you can probably do very, very easily. Since most everyone either hits the coconuts or hit the water. Which I didn't think the water would slow you down that much, but it kind of does. The trick to this course is you want to drift early. Otherwise you're going to land in the water. If you land in the water, I don't think I need to tell you, but that's considered an out. And these coconuts, if you hit them, but let's just say they affect you in a certain way, and it's not a good thing. Not to mention, this track is narrow as heck. So you gotta keep that in mind whenever you're playing this track. And always remember, the grass will slow you down a lot when it comes to stuff like this. But otherwise, it really isn't as bad as you would think. But you just have to prepare yourself. That's really all that I can say. Try and collect as many oomph tokens as you can, but a lot of them are going to be out of the way. See there, I just landed in the sand. Come on. Yes, made that turn. You probably should drift a bunch of these turns, actually. Make sure that you actually make that. You can go on the other side for oomph tokens if you want, and that's also considered a shortcut in this one. And you won't get penalized for it. But then you don't get an item at all. So you need to be careful with how you do this track. But then again, I don't need to tell you that. Wow, butchered sentences are butchered. And you'll notice I'm only ahead by like 3 seconds on Frantic Finale. Imagine what it will be later. Yeah, I can't imagine. But all you have to do is make sure your drift game is on point, and you should be just fine. But you'll notice I don't use the other path. Well, I don't need the oomph tokens really, and instead I'm more focused on trying to pass this frickin' stage. And that was a Magno Flyer that hit me. That was an airplane. I hate you for doing so. I think I still won though. I did. Okay. I had to make sure because Donald did pass me at some point. So I had to be careful. But that one is just an appetizer compared to what's up ahead. So you better enjoy it while it lasts. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Next up, Oregon. Probably the second most hated track by a lot of people. I would agree with them to some extent too. This is pretty difficult. And already a Magno Flyer. Or can I just call him an airplane? Because that's exactly what I think it is. Now, your drift game really has to be on point here. Because if you land in the grass, just like before, you are going to slow down immensely. You don't want to do that on this one. Trust me. But yeah, notice the narrow strip here. Yeah. And on top of that, we get a boardwalk. Yeah. And I show myself falling off here too. Even on amateur mode, you can still fall off. So my recommendation is to always drift that little section there. And if you're not good at drifting, then you can always brake. That is an option. I probably shouldn't have used it there, but I did anyways. That was grass, but I was using a spritzer, so we're good. You might want to drift a bit early on some of these turns, because you don't have the highest speed yet. Uh-oh. Yeah, that hit me. Dang it. My pacer chaser was worthless here. Again, everyone's going to be behind me, but you just want to drift that. Plus, I think the AI sort of falls on that section too, so you should be good. But you need to be careful. But yeah, these are very challenging courses, and I can't say that enough. I kind of wish there was a shortcut here though, but then it wouldn't make it in here, would it? But now we enter this piece of wood? Is that a log? And we're just going through it? Oh, that was a mean spot for it. But that's it. That's it for Oregon. And that is a really hard stage if you're not prepared for that. Especially the boardwalk segment. You gotta be careful, or else you'll do what I did. You will fall off. But I fell off from getting bumped off. But now we're entering Texas. This one is really deadly to redo. But that's partially because even on amateur mode, they're still very good. There's no denying that. And my handling will come into play here. Let's hope. Alright, I barely make that. Wow. I didn't think that was going to make a difference, but okay. Didn't get an item. That's always a good thing. Now, I did manage to pull second for the first lap, but Goofy is way far ahead. And you don't want to hit any sand here either. And you can actually fall off too. You don't want that. Instead, you want to take the turns like they're taking them. That's pretty much the only way I can say this. And I barely make that jump. What the? I got the one that was ahead of me, which was Goofy. And if you can help it, do not drift as much as you normally do. Only drift on the turns you need it. I think that's going to be the key here. But yeah, there's a lot of sand here. Like there, I just landed in some. And that turn you're supposed to drift. And this one too, maybe. Someone eventually gonna hit that baseball, but maybe not. No one did. Wow. You can't really tell where to drift though. It doesn't exactly tell you. But there you go. That's Texas. It actually kind of does look like what it would be in Texas. I'll admit that. With the oil refinery especially. I think that's what it was supposed to be, an oil refinery. Doesn't matter though. We're entering what seems to be the people's most hated track in the game. But I actually love it. I actually disagree with them. But only if you know the track. can you actually say that, because this is a feared track. I didn't get hit by that. Wow. But what you have to do here is you essentially do have to brake on some of these turns. But on professional mode, you don't have to worry about that. I also have that version recorded as well, so I can show both versions of Colorado. It's really not as bad as you would think. This is basically the Rainbow Road of this game. You can say that, but really, it's not gonna be that way. Not to mention, yeah, everything just comes together here really, really nicely. And I didn't get him there, but I should have. Ah, well. Because I have a slow engine, this doesn't help me. Oh, wow, I still made that over. Dang. Now, I made that turn completely without slowing down. So you can do it. Although it's probably easier doing it on later difficulties. That's something that I've noticed. But in the end, isn't actually that bad. And I'm making it seem not too bad. Keep in mind, I'm on amateur mode. So it is going to get a lot harder. But from what I can tell, oh my god. It's not too bad. If you have to, you can hit those walls there. If you have to, in case you missed your drift. You want to drift this. I hate you, Goofy. Not to mention, you are right behind me. But now that I'm in the lead, I need to keep it. And I should be able to do that. Especially if I'm able to put a baseball in the right spot. See there, I was about to fall off, but I had to brake at the last second. Sometimes you have to do that. But it won't matter too much. Yeah, Goofy was the one that was after me, so I'm thankful I made it past that. And a majority of this track is done and over with already. It didn't take much, did it? And that is Colorado. Pretty simple track if you know what you're doing. And I can see why it's the most hated track too, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too difficult if you just memorize your turns. You should be alright then. And you need someone with a high enough handling too, so there you go. But yeah, Ludwig joins the race now. Time to test my wonder car. I'll give you a hint. It's not very good. But now it shows us that the race ends. There's not much left to this now. So, we rescued Pluto. Of course we did. Because Pluto deserves to be rescued. And the weasels are going to prison. They're going to the pen. So, yeah. We get Pluto back as a result. But I'm not sure why they wanted his collar. I mean, they were just made out of one of Minnie's old necklaces. I knew there was a catch to that, and they got them, but it doesn't mean anything. But now we get to watch some credits. Hopefully. Oh, shoot. No, it's not the credits yet. What am I thinking of then? It's gonna tell us that basically we've done it. We've beaten the game. It says you can do the mirrored races. I have already done them, but there's really nothing good to them. Except maybe a certain cheat that I won't spoil here. But otherwise, it's really not worth it to do the mirrored races. Although they are kind of interesting, especially the later ones, which are a pain in the butt to do. But it's whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. Oh yeah, and then we get the ceremony on top of it all. That's awesome. But yeah, this last section goes for quite a while. But that's okay, because I'll just dribble over it anyways. So who gets third? If I remember correctly, yeah, Goofy. Goofy got third. Donald got second. And I get first. Reigning supreme over everyone else. Rainbow all the way. I don't know what you get for all rainbow trophies though. I don't think it matters too much though. But now we get to see the credits of the game. Usually I'll be silent during credits, but this is not the end of the game, so I'll just keep talking over it. And, there's still a couple other things I want to do with this game yet, and hence why I'm saying it's not the end. I want to do contest mode, and I want to do practice mode as well. I'm not sure when or if I'll be able to get those done, but I would love to. I would love to. I'd love to express an interest in it, and I probably will do it. But if you guys liked what you see here, then make sure you like, comment, and then do all that fun stuff, and you may just get those. But as far as I'm aware of, this is pretty much, I'm not gonna say it's the end of the game. I mean, it is theoretically. It says that we're a great driver, so that's gotta be the end, right? Well, mirror mode would be unlocked at this point, which means there's still a lot more to be had. But for the most part, I would say it's completed. There's just a couple odds and ends I'd like to wrap up. That storm cloud. We didn't get to see that a whole lot, if any at all. The storm cloud basically just slows you down, and it makes it harder for you to drift as well. So, and you also can't use any items for it either. It's kind of annoying, actually, in later levels. But yeah, there's not really much else for me to say, really. It's just credits. There's a lot of voice talent, though, considering there's not a lot of lines. So, I'm just surprised, is all. And now we're at the special thanks. So, yeah, there's Mickey and Minnie. And now just takes us back to the menu screen, the title screen, or whatever you call it. But now we get a new unlockable. That's right, we get Pluto in here. But I think I'm just gonna end it right here. Alright, you guys, take care.